What's up, everybody? Today we're going to do a little vlog. I got my car running, so I'm really happy about that. And since I got my car running, I wanted to tell you everybody a story about one time that I was almost arrested for street racing. Um, Pretty wild story. I was scared. I really thought I was going to jail, but I wanted to share it with everybody else now that I got my car going. And everybody knows I used to street race anyways, and I just love doing it. I haven't done it lately, but it's fun. It's an adrenaline rush. It's pretty cool. I like it. But um, one thing that I will say is, do not do this on the streets. There's race tracks for that. I've been on the tracks too. Tore my car on the tracks. So street racing is not the brightest thing to do, but I will say that it's fun. But go on the track if you want to race. Okay, now that with that said, let's get into the story. Story is that I used to street race all the time, and I was working at a shop, Basic Audio and Performance at the time, and I was always street racing. People would come in, they're like, "Oh, is that your car out there? It's slow." And while he would look at me, he was like, "Go out there and stomp them." And he would let me off work and go and do a street race. And Basic Audio is basically in downtown Valdosta. So we would go out and go to that light right in front of Subway, and whether it was green or red, we would stop, honk 3 times, honk, and go. And we would race until the Basic Audio sign, and whoever gets there first is the winner. It's a pretty short race, but it's the best we had, best we could do. And one day, this guy from the car club I was in, Street Sweepers, he would bug me all the time. "Oh man, it's slow. Your car's not that fast, and my truck is super fast." His name was Willie. Big white truck. I think it was a Dodge. I don't remember. Big jacked up truck. But he first got, that was the fastest truck ever made, and he bugged me every day to race him over and over. One night we was at the shop really late, and he just happens to be there. He comes up to me, starts talking his shit and how slow my car is and all that. And finally, I was like, "Whatever, man, let's just go. I'm going to shut you up. Let's go." I didn't want to race him because I knew I was going to win. It wasn't a race. Anyways, we pulled out of Basic Audio, hang a left, and go down the street, pull into the parking lot, and pull out. So we get there, and it's a green light. And we honk 3 times, beep, and we go. And at this point, as soon as we go, I look back, and I see red and blue lights in my rearview mirror. And at this point, the speed limit is 30 there, I think. It's either 30 or 35. I'm doing about 75 miles an hour. And I spanked his ass bad. I mean, it wasn't even a race. I just beat him so damn bad. And so I look in my rearview mirror. I still see the lights. I'm like, "Oh shit. They're coming after us." But I'm far enough ahead that I'm going to run. Yes, I said run. It was a stupid idea, but I was like, I'm going to run. So I speed up. At this point, I'm doing about 85. I get to the intersection, and it's a red light. I'm like, fuck this. I'm not going to get caught and go to jail. Because in California, you get caught street racing, you get caught for laying drag, your car gets impounded, you get caught for reckless driving, and even if you're spectating, you get a spectator fee for that. And there's a ton of people out spectating watching this at the time too. So I'm scared. The light's red. And I'm like, okay, gotta go. And I make sure it was clear, and I grabbed the emergency brake, and I drifted on the hard left, drift left, and gunned it down the road. And at the point, I'm at the car dealership. I don't know which one it is. Car dealership at the intersection. Next thing you know, I see 3 cop cars coming down at me from that road that I just turned on. And I looked in my rearview mirror, and that car that was way behind me is now on my ass. He got up there quick. So I'm like, fuck, it's done. I can't outrun him because I'm trapped. So I pull into the parking lot, the car dealership, and all 3 cars, well 4 cars, come and box me in and pile around me so I can't escape. And they're yelling, turn the car off, turn the car off. And I'm like, fuck. So I turn the car off and I'm thinking I'm going to jail. So I stick my hand out the window. I'm like this, out the window. The cop comes up to me and he was like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? And I'm like, crap. So I'm like, I can't tell him I'm street racing. So I lied. I told him I just got the call back and that I was just excited to be driving it again for the first time in a long time, and that I just wanted to see how fast it would go. So at the light, I just gunned it. I wasn't thinking, but it sounded like a good story to me. He asked me for my license and registration, so I gave it to him, and he went back to his car, and another cop comes up to me, and he's just standing there. So I looked at him and I asked him, like, am I going to jail? And he looked at me like, what did he do? I told him I was speeding and ran a red light and pulled over. And then he's like, you'll be fine. And then the first cop comes back up to me and he hands me my license and registration back. And he asked me, was I trying to race that white truck? I told him, what truck? I wasn't trying to race anybody. I just wanted to go as fast as I could go. And then he said, okay. He said, you sure you wasn't trying to race? I'm like, I'm sure I wasn't racing. So he goes and looks at me. He's like, well, he said, you're old enough not to be doing stupid things, that you should be going to a racetrack. That's why we have a racetrack. And you need to stay off the road and not doing stupid stuff like that. And that I'm old enough and I should know better and stuff like that. So he goes back to his car again. Another officer comes up to me. So I looked at him and I asked him, am I going to jail? He goes and tells me, what did he do? I'm thinking, like, how did they not know what I did? Apparently he called for backup and they came, so apparently they knew I was running or something. So I tell him what I did. He's like, no, you're not going to jail. He said, you'll probably just get a ticket and that's it. So the first officer comes back up to me and he goes and asks me again, was I street racing? I told him no. At this point I'm thinking he knows something because he keeps asking me this over and over. And then he yells at me a little bit more, telling me I'm being stupid and I know better. I should be on the racetrack. And when I shut my car off, I didn't turn it all the way off. I had it on the accessories, so the radio was still on. And my phone rings, and I have it connected Bluetooth to my headset. Not the headset, to the head unit. And it was my boss, Wally. He gets on the phone, he's like, what's going on, Nicholai? Are you arrested? Are they arresting you? Did they know you were street racing? And I'm like, oh shit. And the cop hears that. So I quickly hang up. He just stands there looking at me. I'm like, oh crap, man. Now I'm going to jail because he knows I just lied to him. And he turns back around, walks to his car. The other 3 officers get in their car and they all drive off and they let me go. No ticket or nothing. So I'm like, oh yes, this is amazing. So I turn back around and I start driving back to the shop. I get to the shop and I'm like, what the hell's Willie's truck? I'm like, what the hell? Where's he at? Did he just run? And so I noticed that all the bay doors in the shop was closed. So we go inside and I noticed that they got Willie's truck. It's a huge, big truck. And it barely could fit in the bay doors. But they had it inside the bay as much as they could get it. And they got the hood open and a tech is tearing out the intake. So that way they was going to act like the truck was never driving, that they were there. And they were pulling out the intake the whole time, working on the truck. That was his excuse. So we get to talking and we're like, how did the cop see us? Like, what happened? What happened? Gonna find out. The cop was behind us the whole time. And he saw us stop at a green light, honk the horn, and go. So he knew we were street racing. So he knew I was lying to him the entire time. And so basically we started talking some more, and we're all relieved. Like, wow, apparently they went after the winner. They can't go after the slow truck because apparently they didn't think the truck was racing just me, the fast little sports car. Anyways. So basically, yeah, I almost got arrested for street racing. It was crazy night. Adrenaline going, heart racing. I was scared. I really thought I was going to jail. And after that, I backed off of street racing for a while. And but working at that shop, a lot of people came in always bugging me, saying my car was slow, it just looks fast, and that's it. So I ended up racing a lot more. And then took it to the racetrack and put a golf ball size hole in my engine and transmission. Blew that all to hell and blew it up, so it sat for a couple years. Finally got it back running again, so I'm happy about that. Basically, that's my story. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I had a little bit of adrenaline and saw what rush I was going through. Never run from the cops here. They are fast. They are faster than you think they are. Anyways, that's my story. Question of the day. What superhero would you rather be? Marvel or DC, or just any superhero to begin with? I think if I had to pick one, I would be Wolverine. I think he's pretty cool. Almost invincible. Strong. So I would pick Wolverine. Who would you be? Leave in the comment sections down below. Let me know what you think. Hit that thumbs up button. Like, subscribe. Let me know. If you liked the video, if you didn't like the video. As always, have a great day. Hopefully everything's going good for you guys. 2016 rocks. Peace, love, and everything else. Peace.